The first question I'm often asked about this installation is, did I actually draw on the wood? And I forget that that's not obvious. Yes, I did draw on the wood. I also drew on pieces of film, which I later had printed on large pieces of plexiglass, which were cut out to fit the whole installation. Wood is actually a great surface for drawing, too. But I should back up here a little bit. The whole project took 4 stages. The first stage, which was about 3 to 4 months long, was the research, and this meant going to the Heritage Center and looking through their files and talking to their staff. And then lots and lots of interviews, people like Bruce Holman and Reed Fitzpatrick and Bob Thurkelson, who lived across the street when he was a boy from where the Zarth Garage was. And then a number of people that slowly came out of the woodwork from the island, old-timers that really gave me an idea of what this center was like over the years. And then I went through photo archives from the University of Washington to our Heritage Center, a lot of online research too. The second big step was the visual design. How do I take all this visual information and organize it in such a way that people will want to look through it and take the time and maybe come back and have another look and sort of get a feeling from it more than just kind of like a lesson? And that was an involved process. I did a lot of small sketches. And then I eventually had to, of course, do quite complete big sketches that I could use for approval stages. The third step, this is the hard step, and this took about 5 months. This is actually drawing it all, and it was very involved, trying to figure out how to draw well on wood, how to make that kind of imagery glow, and how to flow from one image to another and what appeared on what panel. And it was just a lot of hours of standing there in front of an easel drawing on wood. Many people have asked me, well, how many pencils did you use? Well, I used about 30 or 40 pencils total. The final step was engineering it and building it. This is a big enough installation, and it weighs enough, and it hangs on the wall that it took quite a bit of engineering. How do you fasten it all together so that the panels can kind of grow and shrink with the weather and move on each other and yet stay suspended from the wall? How do kids not get their fingers hurt when they're sliding panels? All those sorts of engineering bits and pieces. And I actually relish that. I love doing that kind of work. And then all the cutting out, fastening together, building of it is just, it's probably my favorite part of the whole thing. And then I took the last week to hang it on the wall, which is an involved process. And there's really a wonderful time-lapse image of me doing that. All in all, this has been probably the most interesting project I've ever done in my career.